Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I found a very interesting article about Zulu tribe, Zulu people, Zulu nation from South Africa. And I picked this article because you will see how they are capable of viewing their culture and their tradition as being theirs and nobody else's business how their culture is. And I picked it because it exemplifies a contrast how our people in Europe and North America, our culture, is attacked continuously. And the problem is that we are not able to defend our culture, our cultures, our civilization the way the Zulu nation does. And I admire the way they talk because that set an example. And on the other hand, I will point out that the way this article is written, it's not critical at all at the practices and the Zulu traditions, which, if they would be European traditions, they will be very much criticized. And the defenders of the traditions will be struggling to argue why their tradition is good and why it's not excluding anybody or something like that. Instead of saying, it's my tradition, you get out. Basically, this is what these guys are saying. So let's read this article coming from Agence France Presse, September 16th, 2022. South African women to defy criticism and dance for Zulu king. So, from the very beginning, if this would be in Europe or North America, that would be called, women as sex symbol. And then we have Zulu king as patriarchy. So that's from the very beginning. And wait, that's more. So thousands of young women and teenage girls, remember? Teenage means, until what, 17, 16? Dance before the new king of South Africa's Zulu nation on Saturday, defying critics of the tradition and a row over the legitimacy of the royal succession. We don't care about that because it's just in fight. It's for a king, not for a queen, not for a in-between or anything else. Every September, tens of thousands of women, known locally as maidens, descend on the royal palace in the mountain town of Nongoma in the southeast KwaZulu-Natal province or Natal province to perform a reed dance. During the ceremony, each girl, you see how they change from girl to woman? It's about girls. It's about teenage girls, virgins to be more specific. Not that a woman, an adult woman cannot be a virgin. But again, we would have critics who would say, what do you mean? It's so awful to request or to demand that a woman be a virgin or something like that, During the ceremony, each girl will present a tall reed to the new king, which, legend has it, will wilt if the holder is not a virgin. The ceremony is a traditional rite of womanhood, rooted historically in an occasion for the king to select new wives among his subjects. Okay, you catch that, right? The newly crowned head of South Africa's largest ethnic group in the 47-year-old King Misuzulu Zulu, also known by his official title as Misuzulu Kazwelithini. He was recognized as monarch at a traditional ceremony last month following the death last year of his father, King Goodwill Zwelithini, who had reigned for 50 years. King. I didn't hear anything about a queen. So, all right. So the succession row, we're not gonna look over this. We're gonna about this. Prior to the dance, the participants will have their genitalia inspected. Okay? A practice condemned by rights advocates who say it is demeaning and an invasion of privacy. And now I'm quoting someone saying something, and I admire this person. The girls have the right to partake in the virginity testing if they want. It is their bodies. Those who are telling us our traditions are dated are entitled to their opinion, said Nomagugu Ngobeze, one of the virginity testers, told Associated Press, Agence France Presse by telephone. Now, you hear here, they're girls. So the girls, it's their bodies. So if there's bodies, can they have sex then, being minor? And if they have, they can. Isn't that like we say in our culture that it's, how should I put it, pedophilia if an adult has it? Well, you see, they have their own cultures. And these guys cannot judge their culture by their culture, and vice versa. Okay? Now, but, I'm quoting the same person, but it is our culture. We do not have to consult with anyone about it. I'm repeating, but it is our culture. We do not have to consult with anyone about this. Listen to a, let's say, Hungarian saying that, hey, Brussels, this is our culture. These are our traditions. We do not have to consult with anybody about it. Or let's say America would say, I don't know, in the 70s, 80s, 90s, hey, this is our culture. We don't have to consult with anybody how we have our culture, and nothing be imposed on us. From whom? Okay? Virginity is a precondition to partake in the dance. Oh my, did you hear that? So exclusive. And why is that? That's not right. That shows that the patriarchy is still dominant over there. And women are supposedly allowed to do what? Their body and their choice, right? At what? Minors? Okay. So now it's going to talk about only one king. And they're going to talk about, about who's who, what's what in their fight for kingship over there, which I don't think it's important here, aside from the fact that it's about a man and not a woman. So imagine that someone like this would be told or would be done in Europe. I'm not criticizing what those guys are doing. They do whatever they want. That's their culture, their traditions. Do whatever, guys. Okay? What I don't like is when we have our traditions and our cultures, and there are others telling us that our traditions are bad and we have to progress, evolve. That's what I don't like. And then if you do not, then you're called all kind of patriarchy, discrimination, equity, phobia, mama, phobia, boo, plus, minus, all those alphabet and so on. You see? Now, why is it like that? This article, which is from France, is a very balanced article. I think it's just, reporting what those guys are saying without any, influence from the author of this article. Saying, that's wrong or this is right or something like that. Mentions one time the whatever rights groups or whatever, and then all that gets destroyed by that person who provides that answer. Our culture, and they can say whatever they want. We don't give a fuck. All right? So I want to hear that. I want to hear the Europeans saying that. I want to hear the North Americans or the Canadians saying that. You won't, because those guys are on them, and you wonder why. Why don't you mind your culture and your business and let us do our thing? But no. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.